Starting with the United States, and honestly, it's hard to begin anywhere else, we have the Sikorsky CH-53K King Stallion. This thing is an absolute beast. Sikorsky built it, and at $97 million a unit, it better be. The King Stallion can haul up to 36,000 pounds hanging off the outside of it, which is just a number that doesn't fully register until you realize that's roughly the weight of 3 full-grown African elephants. It carries between 30 and 55 fully geared up troops, hits 315 kilometers per hour, and its rotor blades have these swept anhedral tips that look almost alien compared to conventional designs. The radar system is tied into degraded visual environment tech, meaning it can operate in dust, smoke, or near zero visibility without breaking a sweat. 3 engines, composite airframe, built for war zones, that's where the price tag comes from. Over in the Netherlands, the NH90 makes a compelling case for European engineering. Built by NH Industries, a consortium put together specifically to meet NATO's demanding standards, it costs around $55 million and earns every cent. What makes it genuinely historic is that it was the first production helicopter in the world to fly with full fly-by-wire controls and a 4-axis automatic flight system. That's not a minor footnote. That's a fundamental shift in how helicopters are controlled. It carries up to 20 soldiers or 12 medical stretchers, scans the sea around it with a 360-degree maritime surveillance radar, and its fuselage is entirely composite. No metal, no corrosion, 30% more flight endurance. Topped off at 300 kilometers and an external hook rated for 4,200 kilograms. Turkey's entry is the TAI T129 ATAK, and it means business. Turkish aerospace has grown into a serious player in global defense, and the ATAK is a big reason why. At $50 million, this 2-seat ATAK helicopter is tuned specifically for high-altitude, high-heat environments, the kind of thin-air mountain terrain where a lot of helicopters start to struggle. It doesn't. A mast-mounted millimeter-wave radar called MILDAR handles target tracking, and underneath all that, there's a full self-defense package, laser warning receivers, missile plume detectors, digital helmet-mounted tracking, and an onboard electronic warfare suite. The whole thing is integrated, not bolted on, flies at 278 kilometers per hour, and is built for deep strike missions and armed reconnaissance. Japan's contribution is quieter, literally. The Kawasaki OH-1 Ninja costs $45 million, and its entire design philosophy is built around not being heard before it's too late. That fenestrine tail rotor, hidden inside a shrouded multi-blade system, cuts acoustic signature dramatically. It seats 2 pilots in a narrow tandem cockpit, carries no cargo whatsoever, and isn't trying to. It's a scout. A roof-mounted sensor pod does the watching, and the aircraft does the sneaking. At 278 kilometers per hour, it can cover ground fast, then vanish. Japan's strict military export laws mean these things are produced in small, classified batches, which is a major driver of that price. Germany's Eurocopter Tiger is a $44 million testament to what happens when 2 nations, France and Germany, decide to build the definitive attack helicopter together. Now part of Airbus, the Tiger carries a 2-man crew and is optimized for anti-armor work, escort missions, and battlefield air support. The mast-mounted targeting sight gives the crew a wide, unobstructed view without exposing the aircraft. Structurally, it's engineered to take a hit and keep flying. Crash-resistant frame, self-sealing tanks, tolerance to direct small arms fire. The stealth side is equally serious, with reduction across radar, thermal, and acoustic signatures. Cruises of 290 kilometers per hour. The onboard combat management software automates target prioritization, which reduces crew workload in exactly the moments it matters most. The United Kingdom's AW159 Wildcat packs a lot into a relatively compact frame. Augusta Westland built it, priced it at $40 million, and gave it a Sea Spray AESA radar that's genuinely world-class for maritime surveillance. The defensive aid suite is automated. It detects incoming missiles and responds without waiting for a human to react first. 2 pilots up front, 5 passengers in the back, and an external hook rated for 3,000 pounds. Top speed of 291 kilometers per hour, and an airframe that's been aggressively treated for saltwater corrosion, because this helicopter lives at sea. Anti-surface warfare, recon, search and rescue, it handles all 3 without complaint. Italy brings the Leonardo AW101 Merlin, a large and capable platform built by one of Europe's premier defense companies. At $40 million, it can carry 38 troops or 16 medical stretchers, lift 11,100 pounds on an external sling, and reach 309 kilometers per hour. The rotor blades incorporate British experimental rotor program tips, a design that meaningfully increases lift and high-speed stability, not just a cosmetic detail. The anti-submarine electronics are sophisticated. The multi-mode maritime radar is high definition, and the main blades and tail fold automatically for tight shipboard storage. Triple turboshaft engines drive the whole system. It's a helicopter that can do serious anti-submarine work, heavy transport, and long-range rescue, sometimes on the same mission. South Africa's Denel Rooivalk has a story behind it. Denel Aviation built it out of very specific regional necessity, a helicopter that could operate deep in the bush, far from any support infrastructure, for extended periods, without needing specialized tools or facilities. That operational independence is baked into the design. It's a $40 million two-seat combat helicopter optimized for close air support and anti-armor work, with a nose-mounted optronic system that can track targets through dust and haze at 309 kilometers per hour. The airframe is heavily armored and built to survive hard landings in rough terrain. No cargo lifting capability, all that structural budget goes into armor and weapon hardpoints. Low-volume production and serious combat engineering push the price.
France offers the Airbus H225 Super Puma, and it's the kind of helicopter that gets called when the job is difficult and the conditions are brutal. Airbus Helicopters built it as a dual-use platform, military and commercial, and at $35 million, it's one of the more accessible entries on this list. The full airframe de-icing system is its signature feature. This helicopter can fly safely through severe Arctic conditions that would ground most other aircraft. It carries 24 passengers plus a two-man crew, lifts 10,500 pounds on an external sling, and cruises at 324 kilometers per hour, the fastest on the list. The engines are reliable enough for long ocean crossings, and the survival gear integration is built for deep-sea operations. Russia's Mi-36 Halo is in a category of its own. At $30 million, it's actually one of the cheaper entries here, which makes the specs even more staggering. This is the largest and most powerful production helicopter ever built. It can carry up to 90 fully loaded soldiers internally, lift 44,000 pounds, the highest on this list by a significant margin, and load entire military trucks or armored personnel carriers into its belly through a rear cargo ramp. The 8-blade rotor head and twin turboshaft engines each produce over 11,000 horsepower. At 295 kilometers per hour, this giant moves. The engineering required to make something this large actually fly and fly reliably is what makes it expensive.
And finally, China's Changhe Z10 closes the list at $25 million, making it the most affordable entry here. But don't mistake affordable for simple. CAIC engineered the Z10 with a heavily faceted fuselage coated in radar-absorbent materials, giving it a meaningfully reduced radar cross-section. The fly-by-wire avionics are modern. The infrared suppression systems hide its heat signature from missiles, and the electronic warfare suite includes both laser and radar warning receivers. Two-man stepped cockpit, armed with air-to-air and anti-tank guided missiles, and moving at 270 kilometers per hour. It's China's indigenous answer to the modern attack helicopter, and it's a credible one.